Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of the Probe Dental Podcast. We're here today with Steve Wright. He's the CEO of Kent Brushes. Steve, how are you?
Hi James, thanks for having me on. Great to see you today. Yeah, really well, thank you. Things are great. So we're it's our first foray into the professional dental world. It's been an interesting couple of weeks.
Fantastic. So we've had a couple of conversations leading up to this interview. I mean, Kent is a very old company. It's got a very esteemed history. I was wondering if, first of all, you could kind of tell our viewers and our listeners a little bit about that background and so they know exactly who you are and why they should be paying attention.
Yeah, I'd love to. So Kent Brushes, it's a unique business, really. We were founded in 1777. Our sort of primary business is hair brushes, body brushes, clothes brushes, sort of personal care brushes. We still make most of our products here in the UK. We've got a factory in Apsley, which is just outside of Watford. But we have been making toothbrushes for well over 200 years now. And we still make, the traditional hand-drawn toothbrushes here in the UK.
Fantastic. So, I mean, in regards to targeting the dental market, as you've just mentioned, it's kind of your first foray into the professional sector.
Yeah.
Why is now the right time to look to make that move when you've been around for hundreds of years?
Well, we're always looking at ways to bring newness into our collection, to bring some innovation into the collection, but to make sure that anything that we do introduce is still relevant to our core business. Toothbrushes have been part of our core business for a very, very long time, but it's always been a direct to retail product. Now, I was out in South Korea about a year ago, and we have partners in South Korea who developed our Kent Orals range out there, and they've done fantastically well. And the regular manual toothbrush out in South Korea is now the best-selling toothbrush in the market. So it's outselling Oral-B. I think in the last 2.5 years, we've sold over 65 million of them. So spending some time out there and spending some time in the market and looking at what they've done, it was a kind of, I've been with the business for about 1.5 years now. So it struck me as a real opportunity and something that we were missing. So taking a look at the kind of oral care market out in the UK in more generally, looking for where the gaps could possibly be, and that led us to identify a kind of subscription model, which I think is missing. So what we've done is develop a new Kent Oral Care collection. We have a Sonic toothbrush, which is the kind of the hero product in there. We've made a really nice toothbrush, and I mean, we sort of spoke briefly. You've been trying it out now for maybe a couple of weeks, we're looking to take this directly to the professional market. So last week we were exhibiting at the OHC conference in Bournemouth, which was fantastic. We met some brilliant people out there. Obviously the hygienist is so important to our strategy to get the products in the patient's hands while they're in the chair, and work with those recommendations. And this weekend, in fact tomorrow, we're one of the sponsors for the Private Dentistry Awards at the Grosvenor House in London, which we're really looking forward to. But going back to our collection, so we've developed a subscription model, so the patients can buy the products and we will replenish their toothbrush heads, toothbrushes, interdentals, toothpaste, any of the other parts of the collection through the post at a frequency to suit them. So it's convenient, it's cost effective, and it helps them to maintain their oral hygiene by replacing the relevant parts at the right time. One of the inspirations behind that was the brand Harry's and what they've done with razors. And they started out with like one razor handle, and the customers would purchase the handle and have the razor sent through the post. And then they could add things like shaving creams and moisturizers and stuff like that. And they've developed a really, really cool business. They've really disrupted the market. And as a result, they've now managed to secure some really good space in retail on the high street. And I call that a kind of push-pull strategy. So as we launch a new product, instead of pushing that directly out to the retailers where they might not have the space for it, or they might only take part of the collection, doesn't get, sort of the visual representation display isn't great, that we will look to develop that ourselves through our subscription model, that we will work with the hygienists and with the dental practices to get the product in the patient's hands. And then longer term, the retailers will come to us, hopefully, because we've disrupted the market and they need us in the stores. But yeah, our sort of launch strategy is to go professional this time, and I think it's the right thing to do.
Excellent. I think one of the biggest struggles that dental care professionals find is I think kind of just trying to push home the habit and ensuring people are doing all that they can to look after their oral health. And I think part of that might get forgotten from conversations I've had, at least, is that need to kind of replace your toothbrush or your toothbrush head every kind of 2 or 3 months. So I imagine that's something that the subscription model kind of really helps with.
Well, it does. It takes care of it for you. I mean, I guess you get those that they spend 200 or 300 quid on a good Sonic toothbrush, and maybe the head doesn't look that worn out, so they don't change it. I know, speaking to people, that they buy a bundle of heads on Amazon, and then they have a load of spare toothbrush heads in their bathroom cabinet, but it's not necessarily that prompt as to when they need to change it. So again, they might wait until the toothbrush head is worn, but that might be longer than 3 months. With our subscription, it comes through the door. A replacement toothbrush head is £4, so it's really, it's a bit of a no-brainer, really. It comes through the door, they switch it over, and we're working with a company called TerraCycle. So the patient can pop the old toothbrush head in a little pouch that we send them, stamped address pouch. They send it back to us, and we have that disposed of, and it's all recycled responsibly. So we try and keep those kind of strong eco credentials in with the collection as well.
Oh, brilliant. I don't think I was aware of that before. As you've mentioned as well, I was kindly sent one of the starter packs a few weeks ago, and my wife's actually been using. She was in need of a new toothbrush. She's been using the Sonic, and I mean, so far, I can say we've had I've had good feedback.
Good. That's good to know. That's good to know.
So I think what she's been very impressed with is the fact that she hasn't had to charge it yet. She's been using it for over 2 weeks, and it's still on the charge that I imagine it would have had, kind of once it was manufactured. So.
And that was important to us. So actually, I've got one here. So you can see it's sort of very slim, lightweight toothbrush. It's about 45% smaller than the sort of the regular electric toothbrush that you might find on the market. It weighs 51 grams, so it's really, really light. It has an aluminium body. And it charges via a USB charger. It charges up in 2 hours, so it's super, super quick, and it holds its charge for 45 days, which is really, really cool. Makes it perfect for traveling. Like you say, you don't have to charge it up every couple of days. So it's really convenient. It's a really nice looking toothbrush as well. It has 36,000 sonic pulses per minute. Little tongue scraper on the back, and a 2-minute timer with 3 cleaning modes. And we tried to keep it really simple. It's a toothbrush. We don't want to reinvent the wheel. It's it does what it says on the tin. It's a really, really good toothbrush. It cleans your teeth well. But what we're trying to do is promote good oral health, and develop a collection with strong eco credentials as well. So the other thing is we looked at the attributes of the brush, and where typically a brush with similar attributes might sit in the market. And you know, we felt that a brush with those attributes would be, you know, somewhere between 100 and 150 pounds to buy at retail. We're retailing ours at 59 pounds. We want it to be accessible. We want it to be affordable for people. We don't want them to have to compromise on the clean or the quality of the product. We sell it on its own, but we also sell it in a starter kit. The starter kit includes the Sonic toothbrush. It includes one of our sort of silver and charcoal infused manual toothbrushes. Really, really nice toothbrush, super soft. As we call it, tetra tip bristles, so the bristles are sort of splayed into 4 at the end, giving it a really, really soft clean. The handle is made from a PLA cornstarch material, so it's biodegradable, and the same as the toothbrush heads. When the patient's done with it, we can have it back. We send the pouch, stamped Just pouch, and we'll recycle that responsibly. We also have interdentals in 3 sizes, 0.4, 0.6 and 0.8. Nice little interdentals, tapered design, and they're also made from the same PLA cornstarch material, so they are recyclable. We have our toothpaste, so a whitening toothpaste. It's a non-abrasive whitening toothpaste made in the UK. Very nice. We do that in a 75ml tube. And then something that's proved to be actually really, really popular are the toothpaste tablets. So we sell a jar of toothpaste tablets. They do contain fluoride. You get 62 in a little glass jar. And then on the replenishment scheme, we send a little biodegradable pouch, and you can top that jar up. So again, strong eco credentials, but the toothpaste tablets are this brilliant product for people who are traveling, who go to festivals, but actually it's just a sort of nice on the go way to, you know, to clean your teeth.
I can vouch for that as well. As I was telling you just before we started recording, actually, I've been using the toothpaste tablets for the last couple of weeks, and yeah, no, a really nice brush. I wasn't too sure of it when I first put one in my mouth and chewed on it. Then as soon as it's like brushing and all lathered up.
Yeah, it takes a while, but I mean, it's essentially it's dehydrated toothpaste, so it does the same thing, but you're eliminating all of the plastics that you would find in the manufacture of the products. It's a much more eco-friendly way to manufacture and to consume, you know, a daily product. So it's a lot of good messages there, but you're not compromising the quality of your oral health. And then we have a mouthwash concentrate, which is nice. It's if you can see on the camera, but it's a little serum bottle like that. It's a 50ml serum bottle, which makes up approximately 500 millilitres of mouthwash. So you get a nice little Kent shot glass, which you can either use for tequila or mouthwash. A couple of pumps from the concentrate, and then you top it up with water so you can adjust the strength. And again, very, very eco-friendly way of manufacturing and using mouthwash. Eliminates all of the plastics, and you've got the reusable glass, and it tastes really good. Active ingredient in that is CPC, doesn't contain fluoride. It's a really, really, really nice product. I'm trying to think, is there anything else I've missed? No, that's the starter kit. So the starter kit, you may or may not be able to see it clearly on here. Comes in a really nice box like that. And we retail that for £89. So when the patient sees, you know, a starter kit with everything in there that you need to maintain, or a good starter kit anyway, to maintain your oral health, against one of our competitors, Sonica electric toothbrushes, for £89, it feels like really, really good value. And then we can make sure that, you know, through our subscription package, they get their replacement toothbrush heads, toothpaste, mouthwash, anything in that collection we can provide for them at a frequency that suits them. Yeah, that's how we're entering the market with this one.
That's fantastic. I mean, it's certainly something, I think with that starter pack, it's presented so well. Also, I mean, it's just even the way the trio of incidental brushes were kind of aligned, kind of set out at an angle. Just yeah, there was kind of little details that I noticed that.
Got one open. I can show what it looks like from if you can see.
Oh, perfect.
Maybe.
So it's the kind of thing that just, yeah, it made me think, oh, it wouldn't be out of the realm possibility to, you know, kind of give someone this as a present, you know.
Well, I mean, for gifting, it's very well considered the way it's put together. You know, we spent a lot of time, and Ben and our design team worked very, very hard on the branding and the packaging, and we sort of taken inspiration from brands like Apple and the way that they package the iPhone. So when you know, it's got that real quality feel. You wouldn't pick it up and think, wow, this is, you know, £89. And we've done openings with dentists and consumers and asked them to tell us what they think it's worth, and you know, the value, the perceived value is significantly higher than the value that we're retailing it for. But we've you know, had hygienists that have said, well, this is fantastic. Actually, what we would look to do is include the starter kit as part of the consultation. So when new patients come in, as an incentive to bring new patients into practice, they pay the consultation fee, they get the free starter kit, and then, you know, they can top up the various products from there. So I think it lends itself really, really well. And it's something new. You know, I think walking around the OHC last week, there's lots of the same. So, you know, to have something that's a bit different, that offers something a bit different and a different way of doing things is not a bad thing. But obviously we have to, you know, the product has to be great. We stand by it. We think it's, you know, from the tests that we've done, we think it's really, really good product. But the proof's in the pudding, and the more people that we can get to try it, you know, the better. But I certainly think there's nothing quite like that in the market as a proposition right now. And you know, we're not a business that's sort of come along and decided we're going to sell toothbrushes. We've been around for nearly 250 years, and you know, we know brushes very, very well. And sort of adding some real sort of heritage and history to that. We're a trusted brand. You know, we're here to stay, and you know, this week's been very exciting for us to participate in the OHC, and you know, this weekend with the awards. But we're here to stay. So whilst you know, many people that came to visit us on the stand had sort of looked and thought, oh, who are you? We haven't seen you before. Hopefully they'll start to recognise us more, and we'll become more of a fixture in the industry over the coming months and years.
Perfect. Well, I look forward to meeting you in person at, you know, events over the next year. Or
definitely, yeah, be great.
Like, anybody watching or listening, you know, kind of, you mentioned dental hygienists and therapists, but also dentists, practice owners. Where can they find out a bit more, and you know, kind of get in touch to, I guess, take a look at your starter kits?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I mean, anyone can email me directly. So my email address is sw@kentbrushes.com. You can take a look at our website. It's kentbrushes.com, and we have the oral care collection there. And you can reach out to the customer service team here in the office as well. We can send samples, we can send price lists. We've got obviously trade price lists as well, and offer special prices to hygienists in practice that want to test the product, because obviously, you know, they need to test it before they recommend it. But you know, we're not a huge company, and when you call us, you speak to a person. So you know, we're all here, and we're very excited about this and love to talk about it. So if anyone out there wants to pick up the phone and have a natter about what we're doing, and be more than happy to take the call and talk them through the collection.
Perfect. Well, I'll make sure there's some links in the episode description, and as well as your email address. So if anybody would like to get in touch, they can do. But no, thank you very much for joining us today, Steve. It's been an absolute pleasure. Thanks, James. It's been great. Have a great weekend, and thanks for having me on.